Okay, I'm going to try to work my way through this one because before this art sound is over, this is something that I wanted to discuss because I find it kind of interesting. Okay, so here you see a shot from Justice League Unlimited. And there's probably nothing significant here because it's more to do with the other thing I want to show, but I want to showcase something here. Notice the line art. Just like any comic, most cartoons have this black line art because it's kind of necessary. One of the complaints I've had with some comics is when they have no line art and they're just trying to go by color, and you can't, and it just kind of looks like a mess, especially with the so-called painted art style. It just, you don't get the expression that that you get with line art. It's one of those things where, you know, I enjoy a good painting, but for sequential art, it just never works for me. Now, compare this typical black line art to Justice League Action, the current variation of Super Friends. Now, I know some of you don't want me to bring up Super Friends. Too bad. But notice what's different here. There's no black line art. I mean, Superman's hair is just black. Batman's cape is just black, while there's dark blue highlights, and he has maybe his line art is a bit black. But Superman's line art, look at this. The skin, it's a darker version of the skin color. The cape uses a red line art, and so does the logo. And his shirt uses blue line art. Wonder Woman works similarly. Anything that's skin is a darker skin tone. And in the symbol here, it's not actually yellow, it's red, because the rest of her outfit is red. And this does lead to just a very interesting look, and all the characters are like this, the backgrounds are like this, the whole show is like this. It uses black line art only rarely, and it's kind of a cool look, really. I mean, think about it, in the real world, we don't have black lines all over us unless we have tattoos or something. So here you still kind of need line art to be able to tell people apart in their drawing, whether it's animated or just standing still. So they use a variant of the color of the object, white shield, gray line around the shield and the sword, to demonstrate the lines of the limbs and the outfits and the people and stuff. And I think that's pretty cool. I decided to try that out myself. And this is Captain PSA. And it's just a quick throw together. It's not, I didn't really, it's the first time I drew him in digitally, so I forgot to put in his cape, but you kind of get the point here in that I did the similar thing. His outfit is red, so I made it with a dark red line. The blue area was done with the dark blue line. The yellow was done dark yellow, same for his logo, and the collar of his cape, gray. Because in their version, move this over here. In their version, male characters have just these black dots, while women have these more defined eyes. And it was the same with Bruce Timm's style. I never understood that. Why do women have these big expressive eyes? And I've seen other artists do this too. But yet the men just kind of get a dot for their eyes. You can see that in some of the characters in the background of this shot. Nice Bizarro there. But with Captain PSA, I simply follow along with it. I use a skin tone for the eyelids and then gray for the eyes. Now, what can we get from this? This is something different. I saw Becky Hoburn, who participated in last year's Art Soundoff. She was talking about color line art, but that was for I think that was just for like the underline, not the final art piece. And it was more like just the whole character with one color. This is multiple colors on the same character. And it does make them stand out. Ever since I noticed this, I've always liked the look of Justice League Action, but once I noticed this, I kind of found it even more interesting. And it's something that I want to play around with a little bit more and try out. And that's something else that I thought of. You can experiment. There's all sorts of different things. Nobody thought to do this years ago, and yet the people behind Justice League Action went and did it. And it's not something that I've seen before, or maybe I just haven't noticed it until now, and maybe some other show has done this. But it's a signature look, and you know, a lot of artists have the one signature look. Like you see it, you immediately know it's that artist. And yet some other artists can actually do different styles based on whatever property they're working on or what kind of story they're telling. And I've kind of been on that. Like this looks different from Jake and Leon. And then I have other styles that look different from both of them. But you're free to experiment. You know, digital and different color inks offer some unique opportunities, and there's always new ways to do things. Or someone comes with a new program, or just finding a new way to use older tools. So every now and then, for fun, don't be afraid to experiment a little bit. Try something new. Try something a little different. Try something different with your line art. Try something with different colors, or just drawing them different ways. Trying to focus things. Just not necessarily have to change your style, but you might find something you can add to your style and make it stand out a bit more, like this does. Or maybe you find a second art style that you can use for other kinds of projects. You don't have to ever stop experimenting, because you can always find something neat and interesting. Just a little something I noticed. And I'm going to stop talking because this bone spur is giving me grief today. It didn't give me as much grief this time, but still giving me grief. So I wish you all, oh wait, first I got to tell you, if you want to check Justice League Action out, at least in America, it airs on Cartoon Network. Not the Cartoon Network really tells you much about it or broadcast it too often because they're obsessed with Teen Titans Go, but it's still there, and it's still something to look up. I think it's getting better treatment in the UK. Like, I think they got the whole series already. I think there's still episodes we haven't gotten yet. The whole season. But, you can also check out the shorts at the Disney Kids YouTube channel. And just take a look, just kind of pay attention to how they do the line art and the color choices. And see if that might be something you might want to fool around with, either with different color inks, or probably a better or an easier way to do it is drawing it digitally. But until then, if you want to check out the other Art Soundoff participants, because I don't know how many more of these I can do this month, You can go to Twitter and look for the hashtag #ArtSoundoff, or do a search for the hashtag #ArtSoundoff. If you like to do a few of these your own, there's still plenty of time for the month's over. Go to leantoart.com/artsoundoff and check the prompts and ways you can participate. And if you'd like to check out and read some of my ramblings, which does not require me to speak and have a thing having a bone spur jam into me, you can go to bwspotlight.com. I'll do as many of these as I can. Maybe a bit spotty until I get to see the dentist next week. But until then, I wish you all happy creating.